JustinRPG is a name I've heard before on occasion, usually people mentioning similarities between him and Chris Chan, but outside of a few comments here and there, I've never really paid attention to him. Then someone commented in one of my streams that I should look into this guy, and shout out to you for that because, oh boy, this is pretty nuts. JustinRPG, real name Justin Coolidge, is a man with Asperger's syndrome. At one point he may have attended the Kalamazoo Valley Community College. The source I have says allegedly. I don't know if that's ever been confirmed, but that's not what he's known for. He is well known for, well, telling literally everyone that he is married to Reshiram. Yes, that Reshiram. He would create content around his supposed marriage to the legendary Pokemon, and he would create music to go along with this that were absolute bangers that would give George Michael's Careless Whispers a run for its money. And he's just had a prolific music career, and if you haven't heard his hit song I Love Reshiram, Married to Reshiram, what are you doing with your life? Okay, let me stop playing around, I ain't even gonna lie. The stuff that JustinRPG is into is pretty gross and disgusting. But before we get into that, we need to have a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by no one really, but I do have a novel for sale on Amazon called Renegades Volume 1 Rise. It's set in the far future in an alternate dimension and involves a ragtag group of unlikely heroes calling themselves the Renegades teaming up to stop a dangerous madman and his terrorist organization from finding a hidden superweapon that will allow him to conquer the world, as is tradition for supervillains. In order to stop him, the Renegades will have to go up against all sorts of deadly threats, including mechs, evil megacorporations, soldiers, and even a cyborg ninja. Yeah, that happens. It's a wild, action-packed ride full of fun and interesting characters, and there's a sequel on the way that will hopefully be out later this year. You can check it out on Amazon at the page below, available in digital, paperback, and hardcover. Back to the video. We're gonna start with his music career. Justin has released 4 albums starting in 2011 with the just absolute banger, Linear Pair of Angles, I don't get the name, which featured this absolutely gorgeous, well-crafted album cover that is absolutely, almost certainly not Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, but with Justin's face pasted over it. But of course, we can never judge an album by its cover, that's not fair, right? Let's take a look at this. We have a bit of a problem though. You see, as much as I want to play some long samples of this so you have a good idea of what I'm talking about, unfortunately he likes to use beats that will definitely get his video copyright claimed, and I just don't want to deal with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link an entire playlist of his songs in the description if you want to suffer with me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna listen to a few of them from each album and just tell you what it's like. So the first one on this list, in this playlist, is I Hate This Windows Vista Tonight. It's him singing over Phil Collins' In the Air Tonight, and it kind of pisses me off because I really like the original song, and did not need to hear him butchering it like this. I'm gonna take a tactical risk here and play 3 seconds of it, and hopefully the copyright bots don't get me for it.
I hate this Windows Vista tonight.
What's funny is this isn't even an instrumental because I can clearly hear Phil in the background at times. Look, I can't sing, alright? I ain't gonna pretend like I can. You do not want to hear me singing at all, or trying to sing this song. But, goddamn, this is pretty awful. It would be one thing if it was ironic, but I'm pretty sure he's serious. One recurring theme I noticed throughout all of his music is a lot of it is about Pokemon, and mostly about his wife, Reshiram, although he sometimes mixes it up. If it's not in the song's title, it's blatantly in the lyrics. When he's not using beats from other people's songs that are, songs that will get copyright claims out like nobody's business if I played them, he will also use weird MIDI songs that are, some of them are just really not pleasant to listen to and are just outright noise.
Hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your...
Mother of God, it's all toilet sounds.
Look, man, I'm in love with you. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I listen to some straight up death metal and black metal where 98% of that is just someone growling into a microphone over a, very technically impressive, guitar, instrumental, and drums and stuff. And anyway, my point is that they'd be doing the screaming and the yelling and the growling, and you can barely understand what they're saying. And somehow, what Justin makes sounds more like noise to me than what they make. Like, that's gotta be saying something, right? Oh, and don't expect any good mixing or balancing with the audio either, because in several songs, the instrumental just drowns him out. And that's kind of a good thing. Especially with tracks like Reshiram and Zekrom are the best, because whatever MIDI that he's sampling or using here is actually not bad. There's a couple of tracks on the first album that are just instrumentals. I have no idea what they're from or who they belong to. But even though Justin has added Pokemon roars on top of it, it's somehow not like the worst thing ever. I asked Jeff to listen to this with me since he's more into music than I am, and what do you think? I'm just gonna hand it over to him. That was something. Like, the first song was unintentionally hilarious, but it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. The only song that kind of works were the ones where it's just a MIDI with Pokemon noises over it. Like, those were, I could tolerate those. But the absolute worst was Dark Jolteon. It was literally just him saying Jolteon over and over and over again. I couldn't get past 2 minutes of it, bro. Like, they need to play this shit in Guantanamo Bay to torture people into talking, man, because you play like 30 seconds of that, motherfuckers is talking. Even if you were to listen to like his albums for like comedy reasons, half of it is just annoying. So he's not going to Hollywood for American Idol, is he? Nah, fam. Nah. I made Jeff suffer with me through the second album too, and it's not good either. You may be shocked. Somehow it's even more annoying and grating. Don't even get me started on the song Moltres and I Are So Close, because it's just him saying writing Moltres since December 2000 like 50 goddamn times. The song is over 3 minutes, by the way, so have fun with that if you're partaking in this playlist. It gets even more disturbing when you go to the song Dragon Spiral Tower Love.
Reshiram and I got married at Dragon Spiral Tower. We love each other. Yeah, we love each other.
Even if the instrumental wasn't sinister, this level of obsession is just weird. But get some help, man. I think we finally found someone worse than Todd when it comes to simp and fictional characters. Hey! The song after this is mercifully just a MIDI with no vocals. Unfortunately, the song that follows that is horrifying because it's called Stuck in Lugia's Stomach Alone. And it's exactly what you think it is. Him being stuck in Lugia's stomach.
I have an idea. Lugia eat me. So I'm stuck in Lugia's stomach alone. Yes, I'm stuck in Lugia's stomach alone.
Yeah, this is real. This is real. If you think of someone being eaten is coming out of left field, trust me, it ain't. Let's get into Justin's interests. Alright, this is the real meat and potatoes of this video. So, if you couldn't tell by the music selection, he is really into Pokemon, to an uncomfortable degree. He really loves Reshiram, the white legendary dragon from Pokemon Black and White. Yeah, he didn't even pick like the more humanoid looking ones, like Gardevoir or something. Something that I think more people would be a little less just like, what is wrong with you about? But, and I'm not even talking about like a purposely redone like sexy version where it's like humanoid or something like you see on the internet. A lot of people will do that. No, I'm talking like the actual canon design for this character. He really wants to fuck Reshiram, and he wants the entire world to know for some reason. There's a video I found on Reddit from 2017 where he got a tattoo of Reshiram on his arm. Having a waifu or several is one thing, but he takes it way too freaking far. Between uploading enhanced interrogation audio, I mean songs, to proclaiming how much he loves Reshiram publicly on his Facebook, to also poorly photoshopping images of himself with Reshiram. It gets worse. In 2016, Justin started uploading sexual roleplay featuring Pokemon to his Facebook. Or if it wasn't like an actual RP post, it was him talking about wanting to have sex with them. and also just doing other really weird shit. I saw some of these posts, and oh boy are they a mess. A YouTuber named literallywho uploaded several videos reading his post. I will play a bit of one of them to give you an idea. Link to his video will be in the description.
A female Palkia flies over a neighborhood looking for an unexpected human for sex. The Palkia says to herself,
Which one? That one right there.
The Palkia spots a 26-year-old man. The Palkia swoops down and grabs the man. Let me down, stupid Palkia. Let me go. The man yells and struggles, but is unable to break free. The Palkia takes the man to a secluded area. At the area, the man asks,
What do you want from me?
The Palkia responds,
You are going to have sex with me right now!
The man yells back,
No fucking way am I having sex with a Palkia. Are you sure you want to refuse? I am giving you one more chance to submit.
I only played a bit of the beginning. It only gets worse from there.
A lot worse.
I'm gonna read one of his shorter ones, and I just want to remind you, he posted this on his public Facebook that has his real name and face attached to it.
Meganium is my dominatrix for sex, but the roles can easily be reversed when I need to get somewhere quickly, 5 miles or less away. Meganium can run up to 20 miles per hour while I ride her. Her favorite season is spring, and that is when her peak sexualness is for anything fetish related. Summer is good too, but not as good as spring. My last Meganium ride before winter is usually early October.
What the fuck, man? Sadly, that's not the worst of it. You see, Justin really likes Vor. If you don't know what that is, I am sorry that I have to impart this cursed knowledge onto you. This may fuck up your sanity like if you read from the Necronomicon, but I have to explain it for the sake of this video. Vor is getting sexually aroused by either being eaten or watching someone else get eaten. And I don't mean that as in, like, you know, what you usually think of, like oral sex and all that stuff. No, I mean like actually eating like fresh pizza at a kid's slumber party. That's what I'm talking about. I don't understand the appeal of that. I don't know how you get your rocks off of that, but you do you, bruh. Anyway, Justin frequently posted on a Vor forum, yes, those exist, called Ekka's Portal under the username JustingRPG. And he was last cited on there as in May of 2020. His earliest post was in April of 2008, so he has been there for the long haul. He is a prolific user of this, unfortunately. But he asked someone to draw Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII eating a miniaturized cloud. He also has photoshopped art of him being in Reshiram's belly, because again, he has a fetish for that for some reason. He also has Photoshop art of Pokemon sitting on his face and, well, using his face like a toilet. You see, he's also a coprophile, which if you don't know what that means, it means he gets turned on by literal shit. I don't have words for this. Anyway, fuck. As his songs became more popular, Justin started getting negative and critical comments and also started getting trolled. Or at least, people would try to troll him. When this started, he probably did the smartest thing I think anyone on this channel I've covered on this channel has ever done. He started removing his accounts from the public eye, but he left some of them open, like his Ekka's Portal account, which is, you know, the bullshit, his Facebook, and his furry page, because he's also a furry, if that wasn't obvious. But because he went dark for so long and he basically shut everything down, or at least privated it, people actually began to question if he was even still living. Despite the fact that he was still posting on Ekka's Portal this time, I guess people hadn't found that or weren't paying attention to it. I mean, it's literally worse stuff. I can't blame you for not wanting to look at that. But in October of 2017, a user named Amontet, I think they pronounce it, tweeted that he is alive and posted a screenshot of a new Facebook post by him, and it involves dragons pissing on him. Yeah, for my sanity, I am not reading this aloud. You can pause the video and read it for yourselves. On October 24th, that same year, there was a post on a subreddit by someone who was claiming that Justin was in their class, and they told a story where Justin publicly announced all of his fetishes to his entire class. Why? Just why? But the post is really long, and as far as I know, it's never really been backed up with anything, so this may or may not be true. Take that with a grain of salt. But as far as I can tell, that is the last noteworthy thing he's done. He's mostly kind of stuck to the shadows. Well, that's gonna be where we stop for now. The sad thing is, compared to some of the other bizarre people I've covered on this channel, he is far from the worst. He hasn't tried to do anything with minors as far as I know. And I know that sounds like a very low bar, an extremely low bar, but for real, it seems without fail, almost everybody I've covered on this series so far has been creepy around kids or has said that they wanted to do something with kids that they shouldn't be. At the end of the day, Justin is just a weird guy with a bunch of fetishes that I'm sure most find disgusting and just do not get the appeal of. And it really ain't that deep, there's nothing more to it than that. He isn't hurting anyone besides the poor unfortunate souls who find his post without knowing what they're getting into. So, I mean, he's not, like I said, he's not the worst. And look, having a fetish is one thing, as long as it's not something illegal. Like, if it's not, as long as it's not something illegal, I really don't care. But when you make that basically your entire personality, especially online, and you keep publicly posting about it, it's a bit of a problem, especially when it's obvious it's not a bit, and especially when it's something as weird as this. Besides his music and his taste, we really don't know much else about him because he did a smart thing and he privated most of his stuff rather than trying to engage with trolls or fight back against them like, you know, Chris Chan and Cyrex and other people be doing, which never works. But that's going to be in the episode. And also, holy shit, we're on the 16th episode of this, and we've passed the 1.5k milestone. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, subscribing, interacting in live streams and stuff like that. It really does mean a lot. I also want to thank anyone who's read my book. It also means a lot to me. And if you did like this video, you know what to do. Like, comment, share it around, anything like that. It helps, and I deeply appreciate it. And I hope you guys stick around for future vids or live streams or anything else I do. And y'all have a good one.